so that's where she realized that this was the law and this was whatever. So when she moves to Gwinnett and seeks to find how to opt out the child, she had to go through chasing the cat and the rat all around, go 3 or 4 or 5 places. It was not made easy, it was made difficult. This same mother told you that they're considering the Naval Academy for their younger son. The same mother told you she is not against the military. She has family members who served honorably and actually sees a path for one child, based on knowing that child as only a mother can, that the Naval Academy is a good fit. So we're not asking to wall off people from being talked to about military enlistment. And I appreciate the fact that you were able to have General Nesbitt here to talk about their policies. All we're asking is that there is a federal law that asks the schools, that says schools shall provide the information and the opt-out form, and schools shall comply with the parents' wishes. And one of the great liberties we have in this country, Senator Butterworth, is the right to privacy, and a parent's ability to have some control over who accesses their children. And when it comes all the way to the point that the child is signing up, has made a decision, maybe been in conversations with and there's some great guys that are in the recruiting business, and it's marketing, and they pick the best to do that. People who can talk convincingly of their own experience. And I know young people, and I've encouraged to pursue that because I knew what their life options were, and they might find a real future.
We need to
consent forms in terms of being taken off the list for our recruiting efforts. If a student is under 18, we require 2 forms to be signed by the parents before we will allow our recruiters to engage in any kind of recruiting activities with those students. So we are, I think we go beyond what the law requires.
Excuse me just a second, General. We're not going to have murmuring and mumbling in the audience now. We're going to respect these folks like everybody else that was respected when they were up here. Okay, please, General.
And I am speaking for the Georgia National Guard recruiting policies here. This may not apply completely across the board with all of the other recruiting services, but I can tell you from my knowledge of the other recruiting services that they have similar type safeguards as well. We want to do this professionally. We look at what we offer to high school students or any other recruiting prospect as offering opportunities, not going out and trying to coerce or to trick anyone into joining the military service. What we're about is offering opportunities for young people to join an organization that we obviously feel is very worthwhile, and we are very proud of the fact that we are an all-volunteer military. At the time you and I came in, Senator, it was not all volunteer.
Oh, yeah, I'm not that old, General. It was all volunteer by the time I came in. In 77.
Well, I'll speak about that. I in fact drafted myself into the Army and decided to stay with it and make a career. But we are very proud of the fact that it's all volunteer military, and by and large, our recruiting forces are very professional in the way that they conduct their business. There's always, there's always exceptions. There's always a bad apple out there, and we work very hard to identify those and get those out of the recruiting service.
These recruiters, and Colonel Abbott, you could pipe in here at your leisure, but these recruiters are actually the people that the civilian community has the most contact with anyway. So they're like walking advertisements for the military. Is that correct?
That is correct. And we, and that is why we have set and enforced very high standards with our recruiters. They are the face of the military in the community. So.
And the other thing, the other aspect here is that if you can compare this with, somebody that's in sales, if you sell somebody a bad product, once they get the product, then they're going to be unhappy and they're going to be less useful to you. They're going to be less energetic, than it would be if you were upfront with them and told them exactly what the product was. Doesn't that correlate to the military recruiting as well?
I think it does. And I think that, we stress to our recruiters that we want them to paint an accurate picture of military service with the prospects and not just to weight it to one side or the other. I think that the risks involved with military service are certainly something that should be considered by every prospect and by parents if they're going to sign for students under the age of 18 to enlist.
And interestingly enough, and I can't speak for the other services, but in the Army and the Army National Guard, the re-enlistment rates in Iraq and Afghanistan are far above what they even want them to be. 130, 140%, is that correct?
Yes, sir. Currently, the Georgia Army National Guard is well over 100% on the retention rate for people who are reaching their term of service, or expiration of term of service. Yes, sir.
Okay.
We in fact are capped on our strength right now.
And this has not just been this re-enlistment rate has not just been since the economy's been bad. This has been the whole war. Is that correct?
Yeah,
right.
We've been growing, particularly on the Army side in the National Guard here, every year since 9/11, and finally the National Guard Bureau has capped us at the strength we are now. We're not allowed to grow any further. So we've slowed our recruiting activities down in that same regard. Basically, the way we do